Okay. Hi everybody, Chef Bob from Coral Glades High School again, and I'm here to do part 3 of our Mexican Cuisine Fest. Earlier we did sikilpak, which was a dip made out of pumpkin seeds. We also did a salsa out of roasted habanero peppers, which is absolutely amazing. We're going to use this in the next dish that I'm going to make, which is chilaquiles, my slant on chilaquiles. So what are we going to need? In the chilaquiles, we're going to put a Mayan cabbage slaw, and we're going to get to that. We're going to get some black beans, and I'm going to show you how we're going to season those. Obviously, we're going to need tortilla chips. Now, you can either fry your own, or if you want to take a shortcut, you can buy them. That's fine. We need queso fresco. Well, this is going to be crumbled on top after it's done. I've made a spicy mayonnaise. This is basically mayonnaise with a little bit of coconut water in it. And I've spiced it up a little bit with Tabasco sauce. We're gonna need coconut oil and seasonings, which I'll get to. We will also be making a fresh tomatillo salsa. And for the ingredients for the tomatillo salsa, obviously we need tomatillos, we need cubanelle pepper. This has got a little bit of bite to it. Jalapeno pepper, which has got bite to it too. Onion, garlic, and this is a mild pepper, and also cilantro and lime juice. Okay, so let's get the salsa over with first. So basically what I'm going to do, and this is I love this knife, it's a Z knife. I'm just going to cut my peppers into smaller pieces, smaller chunks, and I'm going to put them inside the food processor. The tomatillos, which by the way, tomatillos are not in the tomato family. They're actually a type of berry. Okay. But they do look like tomatoes, as you can see. Right? They're fresh, they're tart, they have a really nice flavor. So, we're gonna make a nice tomatillo salsa here. That's it. Jalapeno seed there. Okay. And, by the way, that's Mexican music playing in the background. Jalapeno, cubanelle pepper, 1 clove of garlic, and I'm going to chop up this raw onion, and that's going to go in there too. Okay, a touch of adobo seasoning. Remember, not too much, because you can always adjust the seasoning later, okay? Then, cilantro, leaves and stems, doesn't matter. I'm going to put that inside there too. And last but not least, a nice squeeze of lime. I'm going to use half of a lime to start with. Okay. And I have a lime press over here. Put it inside here. These things are great. And in it goes. Now, I'm also going to put 3 grinds of pepper. 1, 2, and 3. Always gets on the side of the food processor. Okay, and that's it. So now, I like my salsas coarse and chunky. If you like it smooth, process it more. It's completely up to you. So here we go. The salsa is ready. So let me show you what this looks like. I don't know what this is doing here. So that is our salsa. Now I'm going to put it in a bowl, and let me get a spoon. Oh my gosh, this is nice. It's chunky. It's perfect. Okay. We're going to put that inside there. And there is our salsa. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, we're going to set this aside. The next thing I'm going to do is do the Maya coleslaw. So I'm going to need another bowl for that. So let me get it from and here we go. So Maya coleslaw is, Americans are used to, and other countries too, are used to their coleslaw being with mayonnaise. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in Mexico, coleslaw is actually done with cabbage, a little bit of cilantro, and onion, and that's it. Okay. Now, here we go. I'm using purple cabbage too because it adds a nice color to it, right? So I'm going to do a little bit of purple cabbage, and I'm slicing it very thin. Okay, this is the root end, so I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to put this inside this bowl. Now, unfortunately, I know that I said that I was going to put a little bit of cilantro in this, but I used it all for the salsa. So we'll do it without cilantro this time. Okay, so now regular cabbage. Again, thinly sliced. And that's enough. And we're going to add that there. Okay, this cabbage we're going to set aside for later. Now we're going to add a little bit of minced onion. Remember, you want your onion minced, okay? So these are cut into bigger pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop this up, because the last thing you want to do is bite into a big chunk of onion. Okay. Careful with your fingers. Remember, always use the claw. Always use the claw. That way, even if you're doing it with your eyes closed, which I'm not recommending you should ever do, but even if you do it with your eyes closed, you're not going to cut yourself. All right. So there we go. Add the onions to this, and that's probably enough. I'm going to get rid of the rest of this because we really don't need that much onion. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just add it to the beans, since we do need a little bit of onions for the beans. Okay. So we've got our cabbage slaw. This needs a little bit of vinegar. We do this with vinegar. So you can use regular vinegar, like white vinegar. I like using red wine vinegar. So I'm going to do a dash of red wine vinegar. There we go. A grind of pepper. And I'm going to put a little bit of coconut oil. Now, this is Belizean coconut oil. It is freshly made. In other words, they grind the coconuts and then they extract the oil from it. It takes a couple of days. I'm going to put maybe a teaspoon. We don't want to put too much of this in there. That's about it. Just for the flavor and the texture, right? And a little bit of adobo seasoning. That should do it. That should do it. And now our beans are ready. For the Maya slaw, instead, we are going to use lime juice. So the other half of the lime, and it goes. And very simple, guys. A little bit of salt, adobo seasoning. Not a lot. There you go. And we're going to add a couple of grinds of pepper. And there's the Maya coleslaw. Now, it's better if you let it sit for a while. All right? You know what? I think I'm going to add a little bit more lime to that. Okay. Whoops. And of course, I always buy limes that are bigger than my lime press. So I got to squeeze it in there. Okay, so it's in there now. Good. And let's add a little bit more lime juice to this. There we go. Looks like it was a little dry. Okay. That is Maya coleslaw. All right. Now we assemble the chilaquiles, okay? Now chilaquiles can be for breakfast, And a lot of times what they'll do is they'll put egg on it. It can be for lunch, so you can put chicken, you can put chorizo, or it can just be as a snack, okay? So I'm gonna get the tortilla chips, okay? And I'm gonna put a layer on the bottom of the plate. Just like that. Okay, so then we're gonna put some beans on it. Sprinkling of beans. Nice. All right. We're gonna put, this is a cheddar cheese and jack cheese mixture, so I'm gonna sprinkle some of this on there too. All right. There we go. Now, these are roasted peppers. You can make them yourself or you can buy them already roasted. So I'm gonna put just a little bit on there, not a lot. And I'm gonna save some for the top. There we go. Okay. And now we're gonna put another layer of the quesadilla, of the tortilla chips right on top. There we go. Now, if you were doing this with chorizo, you sprinkle the chorizo, crumble it all over the tortillas in 2 layers. It's completely up to you what you want to add to it. There's no rules here, okay? So here we go. Now, we're gonna put some more cheese on this. And at this point, I'm gonna add a little bit more of the beans to it. At this point now, you can put it either in a microwave to melt the cheese, or you can put it in an oven. It's completely up to you. Microwave is more convenient, obviously, if you're home and you're in a hurry. And I'm gonna put the rest of the peppers on it, just to make it look nice. Give it a little bit of color. All right, there we go. Okay. There we are. And I'm gonna put this in the sink. And now I'm gonna pop this in the oven for a minute. Microwave oven. The first time I had chilaquiles was in, where was that, Cruz? Where did we have chilaquiles for the first time?
Mexico.
Yeah, I know Mexico, but was it Chetumal or was it Mahahual? At any rate, we've had it in Mahahual, which is a little village on the coast in Quintana Roo, and in Chetumal, which is the capital of Quintana Roo. We had it for breakfast, but like I said, you can have it for lunch, you can have it for dinner, you can have it as a snack. It is so good. So, we're almost done here. What do we got? We got about 20 seconds, and I'm going to show you how we're going to finish this. All right. We don't want to put the salsa on it now because we don't want to heat up the salsa, and we don't want to heat up the cabbage slaw. So, 10 seconds. The cheese looks like it's melting nicely. And it is ready. Now, at this point, you get the salsa, tomatillo salsa, and sprinkle it all over the top. There we go. This salsa is so fragrant, so delicious. Don't want to put too much. There we go, perfect. Then, the slaw, a little bit of cabbage slaw. That's good enough. Then some queso fresco, and I'm going to cut a chunk of the queso fresco, and then I'm just going to crumble it by hand. There we go. This is almost done. The only thing that's left is a little bit of mayonnaise. I thinned it down with a little bit of water and added some hot sauce to it. And we're gonna pour this all over the top. And that is it, folks. One last thing, I almost forgot. We're gonna do an avocado too. So I'm gonna, and that, what we're gonna do then is cut the avocado in slices all the way to the skin, but not through the skin, right? Then using your spoon, scoop the avocado out. There we go. Of course it's gonna stick. There we go. And just put this on top as a garnish. There we go. Folks, that is it. Chilaquiles a la Chef Bob.